Hello everyone, I'm Harvey and welcome to a new video on my YouTube channel. As you can see, I finished 4th overall and 1st in England in the 2021 season in FPL, and I would like to share some tips and tricks to help you along your FPL journey. Let's dive straight into it. So reviewing the last game week's points, I got 49 points, which is 2 below the average. Not a great game week. Haaland obviously saved me, and Raya got a 9-pointer as well with a clean sheet and a few bonus points and saves. But yeah, the rest of the team just let me down really. It was a disastrous game week for quite a few people, not just me, that are circling around on social media. So yeah, Diogo Jota came off in the 59th minute, which was 10 seconds before Luis Diaz. And because of the 60-minute rule, Luis Diaz came away with 3 points, an extra one for playing 60 minutes and got a clean sheet as well. So that was an extra point, whereas Diogo Jota came away with 1 point, which is brilliant really. Salah blanked, Semenyo got a yellow card, I believe, in the 95th minute or something like that. Concert conceded 2 to Everton at home, which I didn't anticipate happening. Robertson conceded in the 95th minute to wipe out his clean sheet, and Muniz didn't start up front and only got 17 minutes. So yeah, it could have gone better. Not to mention João Pedro coming off as well, because there was an injury announced after the deadline, and no one cared to ask in the press conferences about how João Pedro is and whether he's going to start at the weekend. So not a great game week, but we move on and we live and we learn. So moving on to my transfer plans. So as you can see, I've only got one flag throughout the team, and that's João Pedro. He's only got a knock, and Hertz has actually come out in the press conference and said that he's been training with the team this week and he might be available on Sunday when they play Forest. So fingers crossed that's true and he does actually make the cut. I can't see João Pedro being on the bench. I can only see him either not being in the squad at all or going straight into the starting 11. So yeah, if you've got him, I'll definitely hold on to him and hope for the best. In terms of transfers out, the only 2 players that I'm considering this week are Diogo Jota and Muniz. Muniz, obviously, he's lost his number 9 shirt to Raul Jimenez for Fulham. So yeah, he's obviously a transfer out at the moment, an easy sell. And yeah, his fixtures are turning as well. Obviously, they've got Newcastle and Man City away in the next 3. So he's an easy sell. And Diogo Jota, I just think that sooner rather than later, Darwin Núñez is going to come into that starting 11. Arne Slot actually said that Núñez is actually progressing, and he might eventually come into the starting 11, but not anytime soon, because Slot rates Jota at the moment and his performances. So I think he's nailed for maybe the next couple, which is why I'm decided to keep him in this week, because I think he's going to start and hopefully get over the 60-minute mark. But yeah, in terms of the transfer out, I think it will be Muniz this week, even though I could roll and potentially play Semenyo instead of him. But Liverpool away, I think that will be a clean sheet for Liverpool. Famous last words. But yeah, I can't see Semenyo getting any goals or assists in that game. So yeah, Muniz is the easy sell this week. So in terms of his possible replacements, if I just sort it by transfers in, obviously Watkins is out of the budget. Just a word on him, he's actually fine. Emery's come out in his press conference and said that he's absolutely fine, 100% fine, being his key words. So yeah, although he had an ice pack on his ankle midweek in his European fixtures, yeah, he's come out fine now, so he's not a worry if you do have him. In terms of Jamie Vardy, he's one of the possible replacements, but I just think that he's getting on a bit now. He's 37 years old, and although his fixture turns after the Arsenal away game, and even Everton if you want to include that, yeah, there's a great array of fixtures there, but I just think that sooner rather than later he might get injured, or knowing my luck, he loses number 9 shirt to someone else. But yeah, if you want to go there, I'm not going to disagree with you, but he's just not for me this week. and he's already had a price rise this week as well, to 5.7 million. But yeah, in terms of the other possible replacements, I've only got 6 million in the bank, so I've got a lot of money to work with, as I'm only making one transfer this week despite having 2 free transfers. I'm going to roll the second transfer onto next week so that I have 2 free transfers again, and I'll explain what I'll do that in with that in a second. But yeah, in terms of other replacements, Welbeck, I've already got João Pedro, and their fixtures actually turn in the next couple of weeks if it eventually loads. So yeah, Chelsea away, Newcastle away, and then you've got 2 difficult fixtures there, Liverpool away and Man City at home coming up. So yeah, I'm happy with João Pedro for the moment, and he's not a sell. He's either a hold or just don't bring him in if you are planning on bringing in a Brighton asset. In terms of Duran, he's actually gone up in price, so I can't afford him. But even if I could, I wouldn't go there because Watkins is fit. So that only leaves one player really, because all the players that I can afford are either injured or not the starting number 9. So yeah, as you can see, Calvert-Lewin, he is flagged at the moment, but he has been in training, and I think he'll be fine. It's only an illness that he had, as you can see. But yeah, he's got Leicester away, Palace at home, and then moving on from that, all his fixtures are decent and up until Gameweek 15, where he faces Liverpool at home. So yeah, he's highly likely my transfer in this week. And moving on to the week following this week, I think I'm going to go for Mbeumo and sell Diogo Jota, because Mbeumo's a 90-minute man on penalties, and his fixtures actually change considerably in the future, as I'll show you in a second when it eventually loads. So as you can see, yeah, but from 6 until arguably until 19, when they have Arsenal at home, their fixtures are just insane. So yeah, he'll definitely be a transfer in if he's still fit and available by that point. And I actually might sell Robertson and bring in either Saliba or Gabriel from the Arsenal defence, because I feel like I want to double up on that Arsenal defence going forward, because their fixtures actually change in Game Week 6, which is why a lot of people are playing their wild cards to get a few Arsenal assets in. But they are without Odegaard at the moment, so I'm not that fussed about not having an Arsenal attacker from then onwards, because they're not as creative without Odegaard, and yeah, I think Saka is a decent player if you want to go there in the future, but yeah, 1, because I don't have any transfers, and 2, because I don't think he'll be worth the money for those run of fixtures while Odegaard is out. So yeah, maybe in Game Week 12, but yeah, that's a story for another day. But yeah, in terms of this week, how I line up, considering that I'll go for Calvert-Lewin. So Salah's my captaincy choice. Palmer being my vice captain. I just hope that he repays my faith in the Game Week 3 wildcard. But he's yet to repay the faith yet. But yeah, he's my vice captain for this week. West Ham away, which isn't a bad fixture on paper. And Salah's the obvious captain choice for this week, in my opinion. Bournemouth at home, I expect for Liverpool to bounce back from that 1-0 loss to Nottingham Forest at home. So yeah, I think he's the easy pick. I think lots of people are breaking up their teams just to get Salah in this week. So in that respect, I'm quite lucky to have him. In terms of Haaland being as a captaincy choice, I don't believe that he is this week, even though he's hit the ground running ridiculously in the first 4 fixtures. As you can see, it's unbelievable. But yeah, Arsenal at home is arguably one of the toughest fixtures in the calendar, so I would swerve from Haaland and try and be a little bit differential if you can. But yeah, I think Salah or Palmer, or arguably someone like Eze this week, even Man United at home, I think it's a decent fixture. So yeah, if you have the opportunity, I would swerve away from Haaland for captaincy choice. But yeah, assuming that I go for Calvert-Lewin, obviously Muniz will be replaced with Calvert-Lewin, who has Leicester away this week. which again is a decent fixture. So yeah, my starting 11's all got decent fixtures this week, apart from Raya really, and Haaland's, but I see it as either Haaland's going to get a goal or assist, and Raya's obviously going to concede, or Raya will get a clean sheet and create a kind of stalemate between the two teams, because I think it was 0-0 last season. So yeah, it can either be a goalless draw or an absolute goal fest, which I wouldn't mind. So yes, that's the team for this week. Again, I've got decent bench depth from wildcarding in Gameweek 3, which is one of the advantages of it. So I've got 2 4 million defenders on the bench, and they both got decent fixtures this week, arguably. So if for whatever reason one of my 3 starting defenders is injured or ill or whatever, one of them can come on with a decent fixture, and obviously they will play because they're nailed in their respective teams. Greaves has got Southampton away and Fast has got Everton at home, so they're both decent fixtures. And Semenyo is first on my bench. Liverpool away, I don't anticipate him getting anything from that game, and I anticipate a Liverpool clean sheet here, but he can score from anything, and he still had one of the most amount of shots in the whole league. So yeah, he'll be first on my bench this week, should any of my midfielders get injured or for whatever reason be ill in this situation. But yeah, this is the team. Salah captain, Palmer vice captain, and Semenyo on the bench. So let's hope for a green arrow and a decent week. That's all for this week's team selection episode. If you liked the video, please like, subscribe and comment on what I should do next. See you in the next one.